We had a fairly important initiative that ET now took with Amphi, and that is called Jan Nivesh. On the sidelines of the event, we spoke to one of the smartest wealth creators of this year, and that has been Lupin. Pharma has definitely been one of the outperforming sectors of late, and on the sidelines of this event, we caught up with Ramesh, CFO of Lupin, in order to get a perspective of the US business outlook as well as the pharmaceutical sector as a whole. Listen in.
Yes, I agree. I think the worst is behind us. We see a lot of green shoots. When you speak about Lupin, we are talking about launching quite a few products at the end of this year. Levothyroxine, minocycline, and of course Renexa. We do expect secondary to kind of ramp up. Whilst all of this would happen, it's perhaps at the end of this year. And of course, we would also perhaps see the revocation of, in fact, the warning letter on a couple of our plants. But the first few months, first couple of quarters would certainly be lackluster. But I do expect growth to pick up in the second half. But more importantly, I think we are preparing the grounds for potentially the year thereafter, where we do expect to launch products like ProWare. And then thereafter, there could be products which are coming up. We have Mexilidine coming up in Europe. Secondazole would have ramped up to a very different level. We expect it to be between $200 to $300 million. So the future, the medium term, certainly looks very bright for us.
Right. We recently visited your Nagpur facility and showed your technology, automation in that particular facility. You think going over a period of time, automation will reduce a lot of FDA risk?
For sure. I think you are looking at, in fact, these things happening across the pharma industry. It's just the beginning. For example, you got data acquisition systems across, in fact, a lot of our machinery to kind of this is embedded on, in fact, the various equipment in order to capture mission-related data. In a general sense, the FDA also wants to have a digital record, because that's something which you can't be erasing at all. So you'll be looking at e-batch records and the like. So going forward, digitization is in, and a higher degree of sophistication as well.
Right. Recently you launched a women healthcare drug which is now doing very well. Can you just tell us that, there'll be a lot more molecules going ahead such as people start to withdraw?
The way forward, I think, is specialty, and this is going to be a major foray into women's health. We've had one product before this, Methagene, but that was something which, it was a generic product that we made into a brand. This is certainly a more important product because essentially this has 10 years of exclusivity. Going forward, you'd be looking at a few more launches, but that's going to be through the M&A route. We're looking at various M&A endeavors on this core. We, of course, are trying to deliver things from our own stable, but that's going to take quite some time. Long term, we would like to own this space, and that's the way we see the future emerging for us in the women's health portfolio.
So, earlier we've seen a lot of companies were investing in R&D. Of course, that's your DNA. You invest in R&D for future growth. But now do you think automation, facility, CapEx will also become a very important part of pharma companies going ahead?
Well, this is not going to be a capital-intense industry for sure. It is going to be asset-light, but there is certainly going to be emphasis on sophistication. So we speak about digital technologies. It could be across a host of areas, starting from, of course, manufacturing, but you could use, in fact, digitization, in fact, in the way we, track productivity of, of the sales force and the like, and of course, for a better, user experience when it comes to channel partners and so on through websites, detailing things to the doctors through iPads and all of that. All of this is part of the overall sophistication that we believe is going to be part of this industry.
As Ramesh from Lupin speaking with us.